everyone, Ali Kassira here, your real estate champion, back with some more knockout information. In our last videos, we went over the buying process and what that entails from A to Z. What we're gonna go over now is the selling process and the three phases, and again, what those three phases entail. And not only what we do prior to getting your home on the market, but when we get your home on the market and what needs to be done in order to get you top dollar for your home. Because that is really what you want at the end of the day, right? The most amount of money possible for your home. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so in phase one of the selling process, it's gonna be the initial consultation. What we wanna do is establish your needs as a seller. We wanna establish your time frame, and we also wanna establish the current market conditions. And I think most importantly than anything, making sure that we price your home competitively so that we can get a bidding war going on your property. Now, another thing we wanna do is make sure that we're defining the agent's roles. We're defining what your time frames are and how you would like to be communicated, what time during the day and what day of the week would be best for you. And last but not least, making sure we also define, hey, if we need to stage the property, maybe do some minor cosmetic work to the property as well, to just kind of give it a little bit more curb appeal and make it look a little bit more sexy. So once you guys determine that I'm the right man for the job and I'm the guy that's gonna get you top dollar for your home, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna order what we call a preliminary title report. What that report entails is any liens or levies attached to the property. It'll show who the owner is and other things of that sort. Now, once we do that, we're gonna go over what escrow's responsibilities are in the transaction. And not only will we go over what escrow's responsibilities are, we're gonna go over any costs associated with escrow to make sure that we're clear on what your bottom line number is gonna be. Now, the next thing escrow is gonna do is order what we call a natural hazard disclosure. Now, just as similar in the buying process as I explained, it's very important that the sellers fill out a disclosure. Seller disclosure, which would mean any known facts to the property that you believe can negatively affect the property's value. And it's very important that we disclose and we're honest and ethical about all these things, because the last thing that we wanna do is to have it come back to bite you. And depending on cities, we're gonna figure out whether there is a city required pre-sale inspection. Some cities require it, some cities don't. It will vary, and I'll be able to find out for you as your agent whether we need to do a pre-sale inspection or not. And what that pre-sale inspection will entail is somebody from the city will go out to the property and just make sure everything's to code, make sure that if there was any additional square footage added to the property, that there were permits pulled for it or whatnot. Now, what we could do is provide that to the buyer prior to opening up escrow, so that if there's anything on that pre-sale inspection that they don't like, then we respect each other's times and we move on to the next buyer. It's very important that we fill out all the seller's disclosures in a timely manner, and making sure that we do this prior to even putting the home on the market, so that there's no time wasted in between the time we open up escrow and closing it, and making sure we provide the buyers with all the necessary information as soon as we open up escrow. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go over any of those things that we first spoke about in the initial consultation. Hey, is there some minor painting that needs to be done? If we decide to stage the property, if for any reason the property's vacant and we wanna stage it and we wanna put some nice furniture in there to give the buyer a welcoming feeling and to kind of help them visualize on how they would set up their potential home. On our next video, guys, we're gonna go over to phase two and what the steps are in order to get the home officially on the market and getting it starting to show. All right, guys, that's it for phase one. We went over all the details of what it entails. Now, in our next video, we're gonna go over phase two and what it takes to start getting the property shown, marketed, and sold for top dollar.